Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And good Saturday afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to catch our drift. Joining me in studio, Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Yeah, I'm mostly here. Yeah,
me too. I'm a little off today, so we're kind of
a rough morning. You know, just busy.
Yeah, well, you are a busy guy. You are a really busy guy.
That makes a million of us. So I'm sure everybody sympathizes.
Yeah. Oh, look, Dick brought us a paper. Thanks, Dick.
Current
newspaper.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah. So pull out what you want to see there, and we'll dig that up. But what we do on the Drift every Saturday is go over the news what we put on the dailydrift.com. And it is
the news you need to know.
Yes, indeed. I put a lot of effort into getting the international, national, and state news that you probably aren't getting from the mainstream media. So go to thedailydrift.com, www.thedailydrift.com. Ooh, I almost lost my breath there. So it is Memorial Day weekend, right? So I guess it's our Memorial Day show. And let's just remind everybody, it's not just a holiday, folks. This is not just a day-long weekend for you to have off. It's a time to remember.
Remember those who have died in the service of our country.
Yeah.
Not those who are still alive or, lived through the event. This is people who gave all so that we could have this weekend. Yep,
exactly right. So think about it. Look at that flag. If you have a time to go to maybe take the kids out to a cemetery and look at some of the headstones of
show them
our warriors who have passed. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's important. Because none of us would be here.
I like going through old cemeteries, really the old ones that are over 100 years old, and seeing some of the names of the guys that died during battles, Spanish-American War,
it's Civil War.
Even the Civil War. You go to see some in Detroit in particular, you see large plots of them.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd like to talk about one of our sponsors.
Oh, okay.
That's the Hearing Clinic.
Yeah.
If you're experiencing any signs of hearing loss, such as you can't tell the difference between Yanny and Laurel, then by all means, you ought to see Dr. Amy at the Hearing Clinic. Signs of hearing loss include frequently asking people to repeat themselves, not clearly understanding your wife when she tells you to take out the garbage, or not wanting to. That might be different.
That's called selective hearing.
Selective hearing. It's
called selective hearing, which
I'm
pretty good at.
That is not what Dr. Amy specializes in. If you need help, if you need to figure out whether you need help with your hearing, that's the big thing right there. When you realize that, hey, it might be me, it might not be them, you need to see Dr. Amy. And Dr. Amy is a doctor of audiology. She has 2 offices, one in Brighton and one in Farmington. Just call her at 810-225-2205. She can set you up for either location. All right, that's 810-225-2205.
Sweet. Yeah, Dr. Amy is a good lady, too. She's very helpful to us.
Very friendly.
Yeah, well, speaking of business, let's do this. This is really important, and this is really awesome, folks. I want you to listen and listen well and spread this around. Wham Radio has been granted FCC approval to build out and start broadcasting over FM signal, folks. Mm-hmm. This is huge.
Yep.
And we need a little help from our advertisers, from our listeners, we need $60,000 to make that happen. So we got a GoFundMe page going. We are asking support from listeners to help make that happen, from advertisers to help make that happen. Looking for donations, extra advertising, whatever you can do, get it down here to help us because we really want to do this. So here's the GoFundMe. It's GoFundMe.com. Type in on the search bar Wham Radio and then donate as much as you can afford.
I want to play a clip from an interview that we did with Linda late last year, talking about the station and funding of the station. Derek, you got that?
Yeah.
I am.
So you got here, and
and then it was after I managed it for a couple years that he came in, the owner came back, and he said, I have good news and bad news. He said, the good news is ratings are up, revenue's up, you're doing a great job. The bad news is now I can put it on the market. And we thought we successed ourselves into another,
Sorry, I stepped on your line.
And exactly, we did. So I went to him, I think shortly after that, and said, we'd like to buy the station, which he gave me that look like, oh.
Isn't that sweet?
Isn't that sweet? Because he knew what we were making because we worked for him. He kind of gave me the pat on the shoulder and said, that's just great. What's your plan for that? So I don't know, but if you give me enough time, we'll come up with a plan. So he was patient, and we went out and went about finding people who believed in us and would help with the financing. And it took us about 12 months. Went through a lot of people, all the people who are your friends who say, oh, you guys are doing great with Wham, keep it up. All the big conservative billionaires out there in Ann Arbor land, of which there are a lot. Nope, not a dime. But it was the regular folks, the nice little folks that said, I can give you 10 grand.
You had your own GoFundMe going on.
Exactly, before the GoFundMe was popular. So we did.
Networking.
Yeah. And that was almost 7 years ago.
And if you had a mission statement here, what would be your mission statement?
Save America. I know that's
two
you didn't
words.
think I'd have it that fast, but that's literally what we thought in the beginning. It's like we have to keep this station a conservative voice.
That's right.
Because it wasn't at the time. They had half liberal, crazy liberal shows, half conservative, just to
like
hedge
Fox
their
News.
bets. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. That's the mission of the statement.
Yeah, save America. And so it's so good to hear her voice. I just love I love hearing a commercial that's got Linda's voice on it. Really
But we were talking about GoFundMe back then. And now we're doing a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
We need the contributions to keep it going.
Yeah, this greatly increases the quality and reach of our signal, folks. It really is, and it's important. And I think most of you have been listening to Wham for a long time. Sometimes, you wish you had just a little extra reach to get out there and a little clearer. And this is going to be 24 hours a day. It'll be clear as a bell. And it'll carry all the same programming, right? So it helps. It's really going to make us able to reach people who don't like maybe listening to AM radio, but we'll be on FM now.
And when you listen to my voice and how crummy it sounds, it's the AM signal. Really, I'm a lot better live or
You can
on
blame
FM.
it on the AM. So to save the Republic, to save the America, that's what we do here. And those of you who are loyal listeners know that. Every program on this station is there to save help save America and our values, including our music on Saturday nights. That's American value right there at its best. That's culture,
Rock
right?
and Rhythm Review.
Yeah,
man,
that's
hear
the
that
stuff.
in FM? Yes.
Yeah. So go to GoFundMe.com and on the search bar, type in Wham Radio and please donate and send us an email. Send me one, Gary, at thedailydrift.com, and I'll thank you personally on the air for it if I have to. I want to know that you helped us, and I want to recognize you for doing that. So GoFundMe.com and put Wham Radio in the search bar and help us get this FM signal. Okay?
Amen.
All right. So we got a lot to talk about today, and I wanted to start with North Korea because I wanted to get to North Korea last week, right? And
You've been to South Korea. You want to get to North Korea now?
I would.
Come on.
I would like to see the Hermit Kingdom. Absolutely, I would. Why wouldn't I?
Because a lot of people who have gone there have not come back. They've ended up in jail or they've come back.
Well, I'm
and
not
then
going
died.
until it's the time.
Or President Trump has to get them out,
It's a pretty country. So I imagine North Korea probably less developed, obviously, than
You can
South
see
Korea.
the stars from North Korea at night
The
because
stars
there's
at
no
night
light.
are clear
Oh,
and
my
bright
goodness.
in the
Even
Republic of
North
Korea.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyways, I just what bothers me the most is people second guessing President Donald Trump on this. Oh, he's an idiot. Oh, he's going too fast. Oh, he's losing. Oh, we told you this would happen. Oh, it's off again. Wait, folks, just you say you don't read the art of the deal. Go read the art of the deal. The best deal you get is the one you can walk away from. And so when the North Koreans kind of did what we all knew they were going to do, oh, maybe we won't come. Oh, those war games are aggravating us. Oh, maybe we're not going to show up. Oh, we're not going to meet those people in Singapore like they did. Oh, the vice president's a dummy. We're not going to blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump just said, all right, it's off. You're not interested? Obviously, your actions are speaking louder than words. It's off. And 24 hours, right? We get a letter back saying, yeah, we really are serious.
But
We
in the
want to
meantime, you've got people on our side even saying, "Oh, what is he doing talking like that?"
Yeah,
it's like, folks, fasten your seatbelts, hang on to the bar in front of you, feet and hands inside the car, and go for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I knew from the get-go that they went in with the carrot and the stick, right? Pompeo went in. We didn't know he went in, but he went in,
yeah.
and he said,
Is that
hey,
Easter? Yeah, Easter Sunday he
back
was
in
there.
April there, right? And who knows what was going on before that? I'm sure there was previous negotiations at lower levels going on. But here's what's happening. The sanctions have hurt North Korea so badly that the top military echelon, Kim Jong-un himself's bank account, and there's been articles stating that he's been digging into his savings to pay. You got to pay those top military echelon guys, or they're not going to protect you and listen to you and help you maintain control,
Or worse,
right?
they're going to turn on you.
Or they'll turn on you. So money becomes an issue. And, oddly enough, I don't think Kim Jong-un is exactly like his dad. I'm sure he likes to drink booze and womanize and everything else just like his dad.
He had Western exposure,
But
right?
he had Western exposure. The fact that one of his best friends in the world is Dennis Rodman, right? and if I were Donald Trump, I'd say, you know what, Kim Jong-un, why don't you just come to the U.S., forget Singapore. Have the Chinese President Xi, come with
Dennis's
you
house.
and stay with you, right? So you're protected. Nothing's going to happen to the Chinese president, right? And if they're together, he's protected. Come on over. Have Dennis Rodman meet him at the airport. Have Dennis stay with him. Nothing's going to happen when the president's there from China and Dennis Rodman. You'll be as safe as you could possibly be. Come on over. We'll hash out a deal, sign something up, get it to Congress, and then Congress ratifies it, right? It's set. It's not going to be Gaddafi like Hillary and Obama did to Muammar Gaddafi, right? Then you're safe. And then, in 10, 15 years, he's going to make so much money between resources and corporations that are going to go into North Korea for what?
Cheap labor.
Cheap labor. And $5 an hour in North Korea is going to be like $1 million to those people, right? So I think they went in with the carrot and the stick, and the carrot was, we can make you filthy rich. You can hang on to your regime until you feel like getting out of it. You're going to have so much money, you'll be able to travel. You won't want to be in control in 10, 15 years, right? He'll be able to come to America not as a dictator, a loser. He's going to come over as a guy that freed his own country, right? After 60 years, frees his country.
What is more important at the moment? Is it more important that Un talks to Trump, or is it more important that the North talks to the South? Because right now, today, Un is talking to, I forget the guy's name in the South now.
Moon?
Yes, Moon. Thank you. I was going to say Park, but it's Moon now. Yeah, it's one of those
Moon
guys.
and Park,
one
right?
of those guys.
Lee?
Yeah. Sorry, that's not racist.
That's just it. It's like
yeah.
Smith and
Jones.
And Jones here,
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So anyways, they're talking right now. And that's very important. So something is still happening that's positive, even though, even if Un was not to talk to Trump immediately. But it was so hilarious to go to bed and like, oh, it's all off, and wake up the next morning. We're
Maybe
sorry. Maybe it's not off.
They might even do it on the 12th.
And watch
still.
everybody go ballistic in between.
I sometimes wonder if, the thought occurred to my head today was did Donald Trump call Kim and said, hey, go ahead and say it's off for 24 hours so I can get Nancy and Chucky and the rest of these moron Democrats to say a bunch of stupid stuff, and then we'll call it back on in 24 hours. Okay, the big joke.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. You got Prince Albert in a can? Yeah, you better let him out. He's suffocating.
Is your refrigerator running?
Is this the biggest? Are they just joking and pulling the media's? I don't know. I'm sure that's not the case, but it's still.
I wouldn't put it past Trump.
He plays them like a harpsichord, right?
Oh, yeah.
The media and the Democrats are just I'm sorry, Nancy Pelosi, you are the dumbest person on the planet.
Wait.
Well, maybe Chuck Schumer too.
Maxine Waters.
Oh,
see,
why do you got to one up me like that?
Man, it's so hard. It's like it's a race to the bottom.
It is a race to the bottom. It's absolutely great. All right, Derek, let's take a quick break. We come back, we'll finish this up. If somebody wants to call in, 734-822-1600, call in and give us your opinion on what's going on with Korea. And then we'll move on. We got a whole bunch of stuff to get into today, the Trump, the mole within, and I got some tracks to play as well. So we'll see you on the other side.
Hello, Wham listeners. I'm Edwin Hoffman, host of Speaking of Art. Join me Saturdays at 3 p.m. We'll circumnavigate the world of art with lively interviews with renowned artists, collectors, dealers, museum directors and curators, writers, actors, musicians, and philanthropists. Close to home or far afield, we'll visit museums, galleries, and historic sites. We'll explore the lives of famous artists and their times, discuss current trends in art, architecture, design, and antiques collecting, as well as ways to grow and protect a collection.